Hi there, welcome back. I got to work on a journal here and realized I should bring you along. And as if I didn't need another journal to work on, I have a stack over there in the corner of 1, 2, 3, 4 journals in various stages. Hey, Trace. Thank you. And but I just got finished watching a Shabby Soul video. If you don't follow Shabby Soul's channel here on YouTube, I highly recommend her wonderful creative work. So go over there. You won't help but want to get out your stuff. And the last time I got out paint, wowee. So anyhow, I'm making use of the other half of a book cover that I saved. I believe I used the other side of the cover to, there's a chunk of paper there, to create a, it's not gonna, there we go, to create a journaling board at some point. I'm going to get just covered in paint here. Well, that's the fun of it, isn't it? So I still, nothing wasted. These are junk journals. We make them out of junk. And this is the other half of a book that I used the insides for to create Borrowed Ancestors. It was full of sepia toned photos. And so saved the one cover because I thought one day I'll make something out of it. Well, today's the day I'm making something out of it because Shabby Soul inspired me. So I want this. I love this color. I don't know. I just call it mustardy color. What is it? Yellow ochre? I sort of created it. It's a little mixture. I'll show you in a second. I will be sanding this and inking it and making it look worse before I'm done with it. Anyhow, yeah, go take a look at what Shabby Soul is up to, and you will also... I guess I didn't need to do the whole cover because I'm going to be covering most of the cover. Oh well. You and I will know it's there. Now I need to make some more. And then I'm going to take a little break because I think I have someone who would like to visit OUTSIDE. I think that's approximately how much I put in. So this is just golden brown and mustard yellow. Mustard yellow! There we go. I paint the tops of the lids because I keep all my paints in a Tupperware bin that has no lid. And that way I know the color of the paint by looking down into the bin of paints. And this is just from Dollar Tree. So as long as it's close, it won't be too bad because they're not going to be facing each other. And then I was playing with my Sizzix yesterday. I actually got a head start yesterday. And I've used my Sizzix. I found a secondhand Sizzix, of course, on Virage Sale. If you've never used Virage Sale, it's terrific. It's on Facebook. And you can find your local one and join it and see who in your neighborhood's got stuff for sale. Or if you've got stuff to sell, it's great because it's just all porch pickup and they leave the money wherever you tell them. I usually say leave it under the welcome mat. And And then it works sort of the way Uber and that works on and Etsy and that. Good reviews means people will buy from you again, or will buy from you because you have a good reputation. So anyhow, I kept looking and looking, so I thought sooner or later someone is going to grow tired of crafting and want to rehome their Sizzix, and they did. Not that I'm sad that they, for whatever reason, don't craft anymore, but at least they know that their Sizzix is in a happy home now and still happily creating beautiful things. Well, I think they are. This lady was so nice that I purchased from. I remember she lived quite far away. When I say quite far away, like about 25 minutes north of me. Still not bad considering the price that she was asking for her Sizzix was so good, and she included all kinds of the metal things. I don't know what they're called, and the moldy things. I don't know what they're called. But you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, she said, you know what? I'm going to be down in your town tomorrow. How about I just drop it off on your porch and you leave the money? So I left my own money under my welcome mat for her, and she dropped off a Sizzix. How's that for delivery? I thought that was awfully kind of her. And thanked her very much and left her a glowing review. Now this has got a matte finish. I don't know whether I want matte or not, but we can fix a matte finish because that's what sealant is for, right? But I do want to muck it up a bit first, so I've got sanding block stuff to do, and there. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little break. Oh yes, I forgot I stirred my paint with that. I'm going to take a little break, clean up this mess, clean up the mess that I left in my poor Sweetie Pie's bathroom. Take someone OUT for a break. And then we'll get back to working on our Shabby Soul inspired journal. All right, I'll be back soon. Okay, so the little lady is fed and watered. so is the bigger lady. I want to keep track of where I want my front cover, front and no, front and back. Okay, because two sides have been cut with my craft blade. Oh, I'm not very centered, am I? There we go. Two sides have been sort of cut and hacked away with my craft blade, and two sides are still the regular side of the original book cover, but I have used my sanding block to bash up the corners a bit more. And then while I was eating lunch, I just put them down on this and they tried to stick to it. That's okay, because I'm going to be getting out some ink, and we're going to see if this does anything as far as making it look kind of grunged up. Oh, wait. Oh. So if that's the back. Back. Front. Okay. There. Alrighty. We're obviously only going to get started on this today. But I thought I'd bring you along. I like the way the rough cut side looks. I wondered whether it would bother me or not, and it pleases me. So that's a bonus. Yeah. I guess I may as well get this done while I've got the sponge out. Now I will be putting some kind of end paper down. So I smartened up on the inside and didn't worry about painting it, but this side got painted. Well, I had fun. Speaking of painting, I can't remember whether I mentioned it or not, but the 100-day challenge, I failed it on day 1. And I can't remember whether that was one of the videos that ended up in the hit delete pile somewhere out in the cyber universe. But I failed on day 1, and I just thought, why am I putting more on my plate when I can't handle what's on my plate? Well, I'm barely handling what's on my plate. And that's when I thought, I'm putting this away. The 100-day challenge is too challenging for me this year. So why put myself through it? That's better. And I'm sorry if the camera is just jiggling all over the place. I am being so vigorous with this brush. I have a rock over there that's rocking. My rock is rocking. Now this journal, I anticipate, but never say never, right? I anticipate it will be in the spirit of Shabby Souls style, but as ever, I really like my journals to be usable as opposed to simply being a beautiful piece of art. And trust me, if you haven't seen her work, it's beautiful, and each page turn is just an adventure, a delightful adventure. But I must admit, I do like a journal that just has oodles of room so that the new owner can write in it, hide little notes in it, and really, really make it their own. I seldom do journals that are just wonderful, pretty page turns. And I am not by any means putting those down because they're artwork, and that was their intention, was to be beautiful artwork. So, all right, so that and that. Now what I want to do is, I already prepared these yesterday. I had fun with my Sizzix, and I did some learning because, as you can see, I did this one upside down, but I thought, I'm not wasting it. That's beautiful. It's so pretty, and I want to put these down to start with for the covers, and then I want this to be the spine. I love that gold flower right there. So I want that to be the spine. But I will be putting some lace on this as well. So I want to let's see. It's just a little too wide, and I'm hoping it will let me tear it. That's my hope, because I really like a torn edge as opposed to a cut edge. I'm up here. All right. Yes, thank you. Now this fabric, I've already been tearing at it today, was a mess earlier today. And I can't stress enough how much easier it is when you're working with fabrics and for certain projects, because far be it for me if it's one of your signature, if it's a signature look for your journals to have wrinkled fabric, and I can totally understand that, the appeal of that. but to just take a moment and press your fabric that you're using. You'll be glad you did. This was, I wanted that flower, and it was actually under a seam. I have this big piece of fabric here, but it has a hem on it, and you wouldn't know it. I used my seam ripper and took that out. It gave me well over an inch, gave me about 1.25 inches more fabric, and it uncovered this yellow, because I'm not going to fold it again, but there was about that much of that yellow flower showing, and I thought, I know there's more flower underneath there. And by using my seam ripper and then using a little spray starch and getting out my iron, which I don't do very often. My husband irons more than I do. I don't even iron my hair anymore, and I used to iron it every day. Anyhow, taking a moment to press it down, you wouldn't know that this, you can just barely see the holes and the line where the fold was. So what I plan on doing is I plan on meeting these together and having my having the soft spine that wide. Even though the hard cover is going to be wider, I want this to be a little bit smaller. I think that'll be fun. I'm still going to sew through here to make it a I'm going to sew the folios in a 3-hole pamphlet stitch right through this fabric when I'm done. So then I will have these here, this here, and then I will be having a little bit of fun. The only thing I've got to decide is, do I want my fabric to go, oh, it can't go around because it's going to be small. So it does have to go either on the outside, but I don't think they'll fight against each other. It's got to go on the inside, but the lace could go on the outside. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Then I'd just be talking to myself otherwise. Yes, so it's got to be that way. And then the golds that are in this, I wonder if I want this on the front. It's got a bit more gold in it. I went around the edge with the with my 14 karat gold pen, my Krylon pen, this baby. But I still think I want to put a bit more gold into some of these areas. And then I plan on putting some brass brads on the corners. So I'm wondering if I want to do some wax, a little bit of waxing. Let me find my wax, my gilding wax. Every time I use this on camera, I do get someone asking what kind of wax it is. I'm not an expert. This is the first jar I've ever purchased, and that's how long it lasts. I've had it a couple of years. But I do like it, and it smells fantastic. So I'm about not quite halfway through it. This is by a company called Pebeo, Gedeo, and this one's called Empire Gold. And oh, it smells so fantastic. So, let's get these things out of the way. And I'm just going to see if I can just a little bit here or there. Nope. Or maybe. I don't want too much. Just a little bit, because I still plan on covering, maybe putting some old photos to make maybe a pocket on the cover. There we go. That's enough. Look what it does. Now, I don't know what to expect with this one, because this is the one where I put it in upside down. But let's play, shall we? There's got to be something that'll catch that gold, even if it's like a negative, right? And then use my finger. Yeah. Okay, it's working. So you have a little time, I have discovered, before the gilding wax becomes permanent. And then even after that, it is possible to use a stiff, dry brush and even scrape most of it off if you make an error. I discovered that by error. I was using the brush too vigorously, and I took my wax right off, and I thought, that's good to know. Okay, so if you are the front, I think that's enough. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll take some of this off. That's got a lot on it. Oh, might be too late. That's all right. We'll be covering it up. We'll be putting some fun things on it, because like I said, you're gonna go after this, and you're going to go and visit Shabby Souls YouTube channel, and you're gonna have a blast, and you're gonna binge watch all her videos if you haven't already. I'm probably preaching to the choir here. You're probably all sitting there talking to your computer screen saying, Catherine, of course we know about Shabby Soul. Who doesn't know about Shabby Soul? But still, there might be somebody out there who is unaware of Shabby Soul. So, there you go. All right, so that's my plan. I am going to, I think I'm going to Mod Podge these, but I can do that off camera. And the next time we get together, I think I will have my back. I think I will have my cover ready, because you know I like to do my cover first. It inspires me for what's going to go into a book. I anticipate this book will have lots of envelopes and lots of paper that can be either drawn on or written on. Written on? Yeah. Let's just say it's that. And then, and hopefully we will do Shabby Soul some justice with our book inspired by her. All right. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you are well wherever you may be out there in this big world. I hope you're safe and you and your loved ones are doing well. We're having a sunny day up here, so I'm happy girl. And we'll get together soon, hopefully sometime over the weekend. And in the meantime, take care. Bye.